Have you ever wondered what made Martin Luther King Jr. such an unforgettable figure? How did he navigate the challenges of his life with such resilience and strength? In this video, we delve deep into 7 life-changing lessons from this iconic leader. These lessons aren't just about historical events, they're about timeless values and principles that can transform your life. We're talking courage, love, the power of speech, and much more. And guess what? All of this is interwoven with the philosophy of Stoicism, a simple yet profound way of living. So, if you're seeking to become a stronger, more poised, and focused individual, this video is a must-watch. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button for more insightful content. Remember, Stoicism isn't just about knowing, it's about practicing. So stay stoic, watch till the end, and let's embark on this enlightening journey together. Lesson 1. Nonviolent Resistance. In the face of injustice, Martin Luther King Jr. advocated for nonviolent resistance. He believed that violence only perpetuates a cycle of harm and does not lead to long-lasting change. Nonviolent resistance involves peacefully protesting, boycotting, and engaging in civil disobedience to bring attention to injustices and demand equality. Now, let's dive into a real-life example to better understand this concept. Imagine a fictional town called Harmonyville, where there's a deep-seated racial divide. The minority community has been subject to discriminatory practices, unequal opportunities, and police brutality. The people are filled with anger and frustration, leading to sporadic outbreaks of violence. However, a group of activists, inspired by the teachings of Martin Luther King Jr., decides to adopt nonviolent resistance as a strategy for change. They organize peaceful protests, marches, and sit-ins, refusing to resort to violence despite facing intimidation and aggression from those who do not share their views. Their nonviolent approach begins to resonate with the broader community. People witness their unwavering commitment to peace and justice, and they start questioning the status quo. Media attention grows, and eventually, even influential figures take notice. Through the power of their nonviolent resistance, they successfully bring national attention to the injustices in Harmonyville. This example illustrates how nonviolent resistance can create a ripple effect, gradually transforming hearts and minds. It shows that violence is not the solution, but rather a peaceful approach rooted in love and understanding. Nonviolent resistance can lead to meaningful dialogue, policy changes, and ultimately, societal transformation. By embracing this lesson from Martin Luther King Jr., we can apply it to our own lives. When faced with adversity or injustice, we can choose to respond with calmness and reason, engaging in constructive dialogue rather than reacting with violence. Through nonviolent resistance, we can inspire change and work towards a more harmonious and just world. Lesson 2. Love over hate. In this lesson, we learn from Martin Luther King Jr. that choosing love over hate is a powerful tool for personal growth and social change. King understood that hate only breeds more hatred and ultimately leads to destruction. Instead, he advocated for love as a transformative force that can heal wounds, bridge divides, and bring about lasting change. Hate is a burden that weighs us down, consumes our energy, and clouds our judgment. It blinds us to the humanity in others and prevents us from seeking common ground. On the other hand, love allows us to see the beauty and worth in every individual, regardless of their differences. It enables us to approach others with empathy, understanding, and compassion. To truly grasp the impact of choosing love over hate, let's look at a real-life example. Imagine a community divided by racial tensions and prejudice. In such a scenario, responding with hate and anger would only deepen the divide, perpetuating a cycle of animosity. However, if individuals from both sides choose love as their guiding principle, they can work towards reconciliation and harmony. Consider the case of Daryl Davis, an African-American musician who, instead of responding to hate with hate, engaged in conversation and developed friendships with members of the Ku Klux Klan, KKK. Through these interactions, Davis was able to challenge their beliefs and dismantle their prejudices. His approach of love and understanding led to over 200 KKK members leaving the organization. This powerful example shows us that even in the face of hate, choosing love can break down barriers and change hearts. By embracing love in our own lives, we can foster understanding, promote empathy, and contribute to a more compassionate society. Remember, love over hate is not a sign of weakness, but rather a testament to our strength and resilience. It takes courage to respond with love when faced with hatred. So, let us follow the path of Martin Luther King Jr. and choose love as a guiding principle in our own lives, spreading its transformative power to create a better world for all. Lesson 3. The Power of Speech. One of the most impactful lessons we can learn from Martin Luther King Jr. is the power of speech. King understood that words have the ability to inspire, educate, and ignite change. He used his speeches and writings to communicate his message of equality and justice, captivating audiences and rallying support for the civil rights movement. Speech, in the context of Stoicism, aligns with the idea that our thoughts and words have the power to shape our perception of the world. Stoics believe that by choosing our words carefully and using rationality and logic in our speech, we can influence others and the world around us in a positive manner. Let's consider a real-life example to better understand the power of speech. Imagine a school where bullying is prevalent. Students constantly belittle and demean each other, creating a toxic environment. One student, inspired by Martin Luther King Jr.'s lessons, decides to use the power of speech to address this issue. Instead of retaliating with anger or perpetuating the cycle of bullying, the student chooses to speak out against it. They gather their classmates and deliver a heartfelt speech, emphasizing the importance of kindness, empathy, and respect. They share personal stories and appeal to the better nature of their peers. As a result, the students start to reflect on their behavior. They understand the harm they have caused and the power their words hold. Slowly, the toxic environment begins to change. More students join the movement, using their words to spread positivity and support. In this example, the student's speech becomes a catalyst for change. It demonstrates the power of speech to influence others, challenge harmful behaviors, and create a more compassionate community. Just like Martin Luther King Jr., this student shows us that through thoughtful and persuasive speech, we can inspire transformation and make a positive impact. So, let's remember the lesson from Martin Luther King Jr. about the power of speech. Let's choose our words wisely, using them to uplift, educate, and bring about positive change. By doing so, we can contribute to creating a more just and compassionate world. Lesson number 4 from our list is about equality and justice for all. Martin Luther King Jr. was a firm believer in the inherent worth and equality of all human beings. He fought tirelessly for the rights of African Americans and sought to dismantle the racial segregation that plagued society at that time. This lesson is deeply rooted in Stoicism, as Stoics believe in the brotherhood of mankind, emphasizing that every individual deserves equal treatment and respect. Now, let's dive into a real-life example to better understand the impact of this lesson. Imagine a diverse neighborhood where people from different ethnic backgrounds coexist. However, tensions arise due to preconceived notions, stereotypes, and discrimination. Despite the outward appearances of harmony, there is an underlying sense of injustice and inequality. Here, the Stoic principle of equality and justice for all comes into play. By embracing this lesson, individuals in the neighborhood can recognize the shared humanity and value in each person. They can actively work towards dismantling prejudices and treating everyone with dignity and respect. This may involve challenging discriminatory practices, engaging in open dialogue, and fostering an inclusive community. For instance, let's say there's a community center organizing an event to promote unity and understanding among the residents. People from various backgrounds come together to share their stories, cultures, and experiences. Through this exchange, they realize that their differences are sources of strength and enrichment, not reasons for division. By embracing the lesson of equality and justice for all, the residents of this neighborhood can create a harmonious and inclusive environment, breaking down barriers and fostering genuine connections. This example demonstrates how applying this lesson can bring about positive change and transform a community. If you find this example intriguing and wish to explore more life lessons inspired by Martin Luther King Jr.'s teachings and Stoicism, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Let's learn and grow together on this journey towards a better understanding of ourselves and the world around us. Lesson 5. Courage in the face of adversity. Martin Luther King Jr. exemplified extraordinary courage throughout his life. He faced immense opposition, threats, and even physical harm, yet he continued to fight for civil rights and equality. This lesson teaches us the importance of standing up for what we believe in, even when faced with overwhelming adversity. Courage, in the Stoic sense, is not the absence of fear, but rather the ability to act despite fear. It is about finding the inner strength to confront challenges head-on and remain steadfast in our convictions. King's unwavering commitment to justice and equality serves as a shining example of this Stoic virtue. To better understand this lesson, let's consider a real-life example. Imagine a student who witnesses a classmate being bullied for their race or ethnicity. The student feels a mix of fear, anger, and empathy. Stoicism teaches us that it is important to recognize our emotions but not to let them control us. In this context, courage would mean finding the strength to intervene and defend the classmate, despite the fear of retaliation or social repercussions. By displaying courage, the student not only protects their classmate but also sends a powerful message to others. Their actions inspire others to stand up against injustice, creating a ripple effect of positive change. In this way, courage becomes contagious and can transform communities. Through the example of Martin Luther King Jr. and the student, we learn that courage is not reserved for the extraordinary few. It is a virtue that can be cultivated within each of us. By facing our fears, overcoming adversity, and taking action, we contribute to a more just and compassionate society. So, let's embrace courage in our own lives. Let's find the strength to speak up against injustice, to challenge the status quo, and to fight for what is right. Remember, courage isn't the absence of fear, it is taking action despite fear. Stay stoic, and let courage guide you towards a better world for all. Lesson 6. The importance of action. In this lesson, we explore the significance of taking action in our lives, inspired by Martin Luther King Jr.'s relentless pursuit of civil rights. King believed that it was not enough to simply talk about change. Action was necessary to bring about tangible results. Similarly, Stoics emphasize the importance of focusing on what we can control, which ultimately lies in our actions. Taking action means moving beyond mere intention and actively working towards our goals, even in the face of adversity. It requires us to step out of our comfort zones and make a positive impact in the world. By taking action, we align our thoughts and beliefs with our behavior, making a powerful statement about our values and principles. To illustrate the importance of action, let's consider the example of Rosa Parks. In 1955, Parks, an African-American woman, refused to give up her seat on a bus for a white passenger, sparking the Montgomery bus boycott. This act of defiance was a pivotal moment in the civil rights movement, demonstrating the power of individual action. Rosa Parks could have easily accepted the injustice and remained silent, but she chose to take a stand. Her action not only inspired others but also initiated a wave of change that eventually led to the desegregation of buses in Montgomery. Parks' courage and determination serve as a powerful reminder that one person's action can have a profound impact on society. Just like Rosa Parks, we must recognize the importance of action in our own lives. Whether it's advocating for a cause, standing up against injustice, or pursuing our personal goals, taking action is the catalyst for change. It allows us to make a difference, not just in our own lives, but in the lives of others as well. So, let's reflect on Martin Luther King Jr.'s message and Rosa Parks' example. Let's ask ourselves, what actions can we take to create a positive impact? Remember, it is through our actions that we can truly embody the values we hold dear. Stay stoic, be courageous, and let your actions inspire others to join you on the path of change. Lesson 7. The Power of Dreams. In this lesson, we explore the profound impact of having dreams and visions for the future. As exemplified by Martin Luther King Jr. in his famous "I Have a Dream" speech, King painted a vivid picture of a future where equality and justice reigned. He believed in the power of dreams to inspire change, not just for himself, but for an entire nation. Dreams serve as a guiding light, providing us with direction and motivation. They fuel our actions and push us to overcome obstacles. Just like King, we all have the power to dream. By envisioning a better world, we can inspire ourselves and those around us to take action. To illustrate the power of dreams, let's consider the example of Malala Yousafzai. Malala dreamed of a world where every girl had access to education, despite the oppressive forces in her community. Her dream led her to speak out against the Taliban's ban on girls' education, which eventually resulted in her being shot and critically injured. However, her courage and determination prevailed. Malala's dream resonated with millions around the world, and she became a symbol of hope and inspiration for those fighting for girls' education. Like Malala and Martin Luther King Jr., we too can have dreams that ignite change. By envisioning a future where equality, justice, and compassion prevail, we can find the strength to confront the challenges that come our way. Our dreams have the power to shape our lives and impact the lives of others. So, ask yourself, what is your dream? What future do you envision for yourself and the world? By embracing the power of dreams, you can tap into your inner potential and inspire others to join you on the journey towards a brighter future. Remember, Stoicism encourages us to focus on what we can control, our thoughts, actions, and the values we stand for. By remaining steadfast in our pursuit of our dreams, we can stay true to our Stoic principles and make a meaningful impact in the world. Stay stoic, keep dreaming, and let your dreams guide you towards a life of purpose and fulfillment.